Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a couple of thrift store finds that I have recently acquired. Now this is a type of video that I've not really made in a while on this channel. I think we've only done one of these videos this year, if even that. And that's obviously due to current events, but I was able to make my way out to a couple of thrift stores recently, and I was able to find a few things that I thought would be cool to show off to you guys. And yes, the title is correct. This monitor right here cost me only $1, and that's what we're going to start with because I'm sure you guys want to see what this is all about. And I'm actually excited to check it out as well because I haven't tested this thing yet. This thing might work, it might not, but for $1 it was a no-brainer, and I just said, let's buy this thing and see what we can do with it. So let me go ahead and get everything set up, and we'll test out the monitor first, and then we'll jump into some of this other interesting stuff that I found as well. So this monitor, as you can probably tell, is a Dell monitor, and it's one of these nice ones that comes on this stand that you can move around. You can move the screen around. You can even rotate it like this. And I was, believe it or not, I was actually looking for a monitor for my main computer. I currently use a 2-monitor setup, and I primarily want to use this third monitor for editing these videos. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a very versatile and customizable editing program, as I'm sure all of you guys who use the program probably know. You can really customize the interface, and right now I have it set up to where everything is on one monitor except for the video preview, which I have on my second screen. And it would be nice to separate my video bins from the timeline, because right now I've got my timeline, video bins, transitions, and effects control panel all on one screen. It would be nice to take the video bins and have them on a separate screen, and that's what I want to use a monitor like this for. And I think it would be really nice to have it set up vertically like this instead of horizontally. Now, I did purchase another monitor before I found this one at a thrift store as well, that I'll be showing you guys a little bit later on in this video, but I figured this is what you guys would want to see the most. So yes, let's go ahead and plug this thing in. So we'll go ahead and set it back to its horizontal position, and we'll turn it around. It does come with this nice stand, by the way, and the stand, even if the monitor doesn't work, because the monitor may not work, the stand is worth more than $1, so I could resell this stand if I wanted to get, make a profit on this. Now this does say $2, but it was actually half off, so it was only $1. Now $2 for this thing would still be a steal. Alright, so we've got it hooked up. Let's turn this around and see if the thing even powers on. So, oh yeah, that's okay. Welp. That ain't gonna work. So I was going to mention this before I think I just hit one of these buttons, which just turned the screen on. I mean, the thing does power on, but the panel itself is broken, as you can see. I was gonna mention this before I turned it on, but there are some marks in the screen. You guys probably can't see them very well, but they're little circles that are kind of scattered around, and I could see it faintly when it was turned off, and that led me to believe that, you know what, this thing might be broken. So let's see if we can turn on the 98 PC and see if it actually can display something. My guess is that it's going to display, like where it was black. Yeah, so you can see it'll display part of it, but all just down here, it's completely, yeah, probably looks like it was cracked here. Yeah, this was probably smashed or something. It does work, but we'd have to replace the panel. But for $1, I mean, I just really took a gamble on this. I was kind of, yeah, see this right here, you can probably faintly see that, these kind of splotches that are on the screen. So that is unfortunate, but we're gonna move on to some of the other stuff. And since we've got the 98 PC already powered on, let's move on to the second monitor that I found and see if that one works. Alright, so here is the second monitor, and appropriately, this is a Gateway monitor, and yes, the $5 98 PC is a Gateway Essential PC. So this one right here, it's a much larger screen, and I was able to plug this in at the store. This was a Goodwill where I found this, and it powered on. There was obviously no computer to plug into it to see if it could display a signal from the computer, but I powered it on and there were no problems on the screen, because you can get to the menus on this thing and all that. So I was able to verify that the screen is not damaged, which is great. So a little bit about this monitor. Here's the model number right here. It's a TFT LCD monitor. And it's got this kind of like touch-based control interface over here where these aren't really buttons, they're just like touch pads. You've got 2 USB ports on the side, which is nice. And if we move it to the back, this was the main reason why I purchased this thing. You guys can probably see that, well, not only was it $10, that's how much I paid for this. This was $10, and this was not half off or anything, so that is the correct price. But the main reason I purchased this was because of this right here. You can probably see that says VESA. This is a VESA compatible monitor. So my plan was to get a VESA mount, or a VESA stand essentially, and just turn it 90 degrees and then set up the monitor so it is vertical instead of horizontal. So that was my plan. Then when I found that Dell monitor, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just use this instead. Obviously that is out of the question now, unless I want to take the time to fix the panel, which I might do, but I would like to get this set up pretty soon here. So I think I'm just going to order a VESA mount for this one. So taking a look at the port selection here on the bottom, we've got 2 more USB ports, because remember we've got 2 on the side. We have a USB-B port, which you plug into. You see it says USB in. This is so that these ports will actually work with your computer. You plug in a cable here and then run that to a USB port on your computer. Then you've got, for display, you have DVI, VGA, component, composite, and even S-video. And then you've got your power port over here. So this was manufactured in March of 2007, according to this sticker over here on the left. And as you guys are going to see, it still works. So we're going to plug in our VGA cable here, if I can find the port. There it is. And we're going to plug in our power as well. And when we rotate this around, you guys should see, yep, it is powering up. And check that out. So it works. So what's pretty neat about this monitor is it has picture-in-picture. That's what this is right here. I just turned it on. And you can configure this by tapping the options menu here and going to picture-in-picture, and you can swap it. And since there's not anything plugged into another input, it's not going to allow me to do that. So if you wanted to have like your computer as the main input, and then maybe like a game console or even a TV, you could plug, I mean, if you had like a set-top box that had composite outputs, you could just plug that into here and then like watch TV, I mean, while you're working on your computer, which is kind of cool. The screen is jittering a little bit. You can probably see from this window up here that, yeah, it's definitely jittering around. So there are a couple of reasons why this could be happening. I'm hoping this is just something simple, like a display driver problem. Alright, so great news, everybody. The monitor works wonderfully. I apologize for the lighting and sound quality in this video just in advance. This is not my proper setup. This is just free cam. But I plugged the gateway monitor into my main computer. I just took the cables out of this AOC one here, which is my secondary screen. And there are no graphical glitches, there's no jittering whatsoever, so it was just a display driver problem with the driver that was loaded on that 98 PC, which is wonderful. Alright, welcome back. So I've got 4 more items to show you guys, and you probably saw some of them in the initial shot when this video started. And we're going to start off with one of those items, and that is this bag right here. Now you might be saying, okay, what's so special about this bag? Well, that's what's special about it. This is a Nintendo 64 carrying case, and it can obviously be used for other things. Now, I'm pretty sure this is an official Nintendo sanctioned thing, but I wasn't able to find, like, usually on any Nintendo official thing, they'll have like that official Nintendo seal on it, even on merchandise and things like that. But I wasn't able to find that on here. I was looking for a tag on the inside, wasn't really able to find anything like that. So maybe that was removed. Maybe this is not a official thing, but if it's not, they did a pretty good job at making this logo and putting it on the backpack. But I'm fairly certain that this is an official thing. And what it's designed to do is carry your Nintendo 64. So if we open this up here, we gotta get rid of these, undo these clips here, open it up like this. It comes open, and then you see you've got these slots here, so you could use one of them for your N64, one of them for your power adapter, maybe one of them for your games. Then you've also got, actually I believe this is the only, yeah, that's the only carrying, oh, and you've got this thing on the front here, which could probably be used for games. What I think is pretty neat about this is not only is it a backpack, And I probably didn't mention that before. Yeah, this is a backpack, so if I close this up here, if we get this out of the way, man, this is really annoying. You see that? This got caught inside. So yeah, there we go. So it's a backpack. You've got these straps back here. But what you can also do is, you've got this pouch back here. You can undo the straps. If I do this here, you can undo the straps and tuck them into here, zip this up, and then it becomes a carrying case. You've got this handle up here, which you can obviously use with the straps out, but having them tucked in here would kind of get them out of the way, so it would work a little bit better for you. Next, we're going to get into two smaller items here, which is nice because they'll both fit on the camera here. So the first thing is this computer vacuum. Now, I got this really to clean things. That's obviously what it's made for. And this cost me $3.70. So yeah, definitely pretty cheap. And this, I'm pretty sure this is new. It might be just sealed very well, but you can see that this is the tape that is sealing it. And the tape on both sides, they are the exact same length. Like, I'm holding my thumbs here. This is where the tape begins on both sides. So it's exactly the same. So either this is brand new, or the person who resealed this back up did a very good job, because the tape looks like it was something that would have been taped by a machine, because it is very precise. So we're going to go ahead and cut this open here. That's unfortunate, but not a huge deal. We got to finish slicing this here to get this open, and there we go. So this is actually from like the 90s. Yeah, 1996 is the copyright date on here. If we want to slide this out, I'm probably gonna have to like just shake the box a little bit. There it is. It's got, oh, styrofoam. Isn't that wonderful? So this is gonna be a complete mess. So we'll take this out here. So we'll open this up here, and oh gosh. Yeah, I'm guessing this is brand new, because you see that the styrofoam has like stuck to this cable. So yeah, this has been sitting in here probably since it left the factory. But it's just basically like a small vacuum cleaner, and it shows it on the packaging here. It can be used like on a keyboard. But yeah, I just bought it because I thought it would come in handy for a few video projects. So you've got these like tiny little adapters on here, which is great. I'm not going to pull this entire thing out because you guys probably get the gist of what it is and how it works. So we'll go ahead and set this off to the side, and we'll get all these little styrofoam pieces out of the shot here. Our next item is something that I have really been wanting to get for a while, and that is a composite to USB adapter, to basically where this is like a capture card, to where you can plug in something like a Nintendo Wii, which when I do homebrew videos, this would be really useful, because believe it or not, the way that I capture all of the footage from the Nintendo Wii for those homebrew videos is I use a DVD player. I use a DVD recorder, because I don't have a capture card like this, but now I do. So how I use my current setup is I've got a DVD recorder, I plug the Wii's composite cables into the video in on the DVD recorder, and then I obviously run the video out to a TV so I can see what I'm doing. Then when I finish recording, I have to take the disc out, put the disc into my computer, rip the contents from the disc to a video file, and then line up the audio in the video and edit that. This is going to really come in handy, because I can just bypass all that, plug it right into my computer, and just capture it using OBS. And I've actually seen the 8-bit guy use this same exact thing. At least I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, because I saw in one of his videos, I believe it was his day in my life video, where he shows himself kind of how his workday is structured, and he was using a device that looked just like this to capture some footage from a composite video source. So when I saw this, I was like, I've seen this somewhere before. I think the 8-bit guy used this. So I was like, okay, pretty cool. Now, it was out of the box, everything was kind of scattered around on the shelf that I found this. It was not in the box like this. You actually had this is the device itself. This was like just off in the corner. And oh, this was $1.99 is how much I paid for this. And interestingly enough, the original Comp USA sticker is still on here. Now, I don't know what the price was originally, because this is not the price, but it was originally sold to CompUSA, which is kind of cool. So yeah, there you go. You've got two CDs right here, one with a quick start guide and one with the software on it. This is a Pinnacle Studio and Studio Plus. This is the bonus content DVD, and then this right here is the software itself. And yeah, so we can use that to capture footage from this, but you can, I believe you can use this with OBS. It's just a standard, you could use the video capture device input on it. Here is your warranty, which is long expired, and then here is your quick start guide. This is called the Dazzle DVC85 / this is the DVC85, I believe. Yeah, Digital Video Creator 85. So that's the model number. And obviously I don't know if this works. I got this from a thrift store after all. So if it works, great. If not, oh well, it was only like $2, so not a huge loss. But that is my new to me, Pinnacle Dazzle Digital Video Creator 85. Alright everybody, so I've got one more device to show you all today, and this one is pretty unique, and it definitely has a lot of future video potential, and that's why I ended up purchasing this. This right here is the Sony Internet TV. So no, this is not an entire television. This is a smart TV device. This is kind of like a set-top box that turns your dumb TV into a smart TV. What's cool about this is this was one of the very first generation Google TV devices. Now, this is not the same Google TV that just got announced back in September of this year, where Google essentially rebranded Google Play Movies and TV to just Google TV. This was a smart TV platform that was launched by Google back in 2010, 10 years ago. This device is over a decade old at this point. Google partnered with hardware manufacturers like Sony, and Logitech was one of the other ones. They manufactured the hardware. Google created the software. This runs a operating system based on Android actually, but this is not an ARM-based device. This is an x86 based device. This has an Intel processor inside. And now all of the first gen Google TV devices were x86 based. The second generation, they were ARM based. So they eventually moved to an ARM based platform. But this is one of the first gen devices, as I said. And this only cost me $20, as you can tell by that tag right there. So for 20 bucks, I was like, I just have to get this because I think this would be really cool to showcase on the channel, do a bit of a retrospective on Google TV. And if this thing works, which hopefully it will, it would be really cool to actually have one of the first generation working devices to show you guys how the interface looked and what it all came with. So this came with one of the big features of this is it had the Chrome web browser installed on it. So you could use Google Chrome to browse the web right from your TV. That's why you have this funky looking remote here with a QWERTY keyboard on it. And Google TV was eventually succeeded by Android TV, which we still have today. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. I believe that everything is in here when I opened it up at the thrift store. This box was taped shut with these three little pieces of Scotch tape, and so I just opened it up, and it looked like everything was in here. So here is your quick setup guide right here. So you would plug the Sony Internet TV right into your TV, and then take your existing set-top box, whether it be a cable box or a satellite box, and plug it into the Internet TV box, and then that way you could still use your TV as you had been using it previously to watch TV. You can watch all the content on this box through the Sony Internet TV, through the Google TV interface, and then also get access to the web browser and all of the other content that it offered. So yeah, it just tells you how to set it up. I'm going to set this aside so that I can check off the items to see if we have everything in here. So this right here, if we open this little compartment here, here's the remote, and yes, you can see it is not like your standard remote. You obviously have like your volume and channel controls, but then you've got some Android-like buttons. You've got home and back, you've got yeah, power controls, you've got your navigation buttons right here, your enter button, then you have your full QWERTY keyboard, which yeah, you can use to easily browse the web. This right here, it takes two AA batteries, as you can see right there. So we'll just put this off to the side. So yes, we have the remote, we can check that off. Right here we have the power cable. So this is the entire power adapter right here. And yes, this is a Sony 19.5 volt AC adapter, so there you go. So we can check that off. And right here, if we take, I believe, these cardboard... Oh, the entire thing just comes out. Okay, so we'll take this out here, and we'll take off the cardboard protector thingies. And then I believe that is... We'll just move this off to the side here. I believe that is all we have in the box. Yes, that is everything. So we'll take the box and we'll set it aside. And we'll bring back the Internet TV itself. So this is a pretty large piece of hardware. This is also a DVD player. You may be able to tell by this Blu-ray logo up here. It's obviously a Blu-ray player, but it can also read DVD. So that was one of the nice things about this as well. So on the front of it, you've got your power button right here, Blu-ray/DVD slot, a USB port, a connect button, eject right there, and on the back you have all of your ports. So you've got HDMI in, HDMI out, you also have digital out, your Ethernet port, you've got 3 USB ports over here, and your power plug, and yes, this is Java Power, believe it or not. So this appears to be refurbished, judging by the giant refurbished sticker here on the bottom of the device. So yeah, this is it. So all we have from the quick start guide, we've got the box, we have the keypad, we don't have the batteries. I wouldn't really want those anyway, they're 10 years old. We have, we don't have an HDMI cable, don't have an IR blaster cable, we have the power cord, and then we have the adapter. It splits up the power cord itself and the AC adapter. We've got the quick setup guide, which is this here. We don't have the reference guide, we don't have the warranty card, we don't have the end-user license agreement. So we are missing a lot, but I have an HDMI cable, and obviously we've got the remote, and we've got the power adapter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to plug this thing into my TV, and we'll see if it works. Alright everybody, so welcome to Google TV. So this is the main interface right here. You've got this bar across the bottom. And we're not really going to go through everything in this video because this is still an episode of Thrift Store Finds, but I will kind of briefly show you around the interface. So yeah, you've got this bar. This you can access by pressing the home button at any time. So this is the all apps menu, and you can see that we've got a few streaming services. We've got Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, Google Play Movies and TV, which is the new Google TV. We even have Google Play Music and even the Play Store, because since this is, again, based on Android, we can launch into the Play Store, and it's going to ask us to add an account to the device, which we're just not going to do right now. I'm pretty sure you can't just install every application from the Play Store. There are probably specific applications for Google TV, if they even exist anymore. You've got a podcast program, you have your settings, obviously. This just brings up a little menu. If I press enter on this, this is the settings menu right here. I have this connected to my home network, and according to it, it is running the latest version of the software right now. So if we go down here to About, you can see that if I go to System Updates, it'll say that your system is currently up to date. Now, Google TV was discontinued 5 years after it was introduced in 2015. So if this firmware version is an Android version, like if this is running Android version 3.2, that is a pretty old version of Android that this is based on. But this is a firmware version. It could just be a Google TV specific version number. Here's the build number. You can contact Sony if you want to, and you've got your legal information down there. So we'll go back because one of the things that I want to show you guys is the Chrome web browser. Now this is a pretty old version of Google Chrome. I wouldn't really recommend using this browser to browse the web because it is pretty outdated, as you can see from this notification over here where it tells you that you're using an older version of Chrome. So you may notice that you have this mouse cursor here on the screen, and there's this little thumb pad on the remote here on the right side that you use essentially as like a trackpad to move the mouse cursor around. And then you press the button to click on something. So when you mouse up here to the top of the screen, this is when you get the address bar back or the Omnibox back. So let's say I want to go to my form site, osforms.net, so I can hit enter. And if I want to scroll on the web page, there's this scroll button on the top of the remote. You see it says scroll right there. So if I hold that and then move my thumb on the thumb pad that I showed you before, I will scroll up and down the page. So yeah, this is my form site. It's not as active as it once was, but it is still up to this day. So there is a YouTube application on here. You may be able to tell that from the All Apps menu, but it is out of date and it does not work. So this is the application right here. This is the interface. And you can see that it's supposed to be showing like trending videos, but it's not doing that. I can do a search for my channel, Michael MJD, and you can see that it will show up with search suggestions. Like if I type in Michael MJD, you see it's got Wii, Windows 95, Windows XP, Homebrew, you know, things that, you know, these would show up if you were to type in the YouTube search box. But you see there is this error message on the right side. If I were to try to scroll down here and press enter on one of my search suggestions, it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't actually load my channel or load a search results page. So this is a pretty out-of-date application, and like I said, I would not recommend using any web-based stuff on here because the applications and the web browser are going to be pretty out of date. I wasn't able to determine what version of Google Chrome that this is because you can usually go to there are a list of internal Chrome URLs. One of them is chrome://about. But if you try to type that in on this version of Chrome, it just loads a blank page. So this is in no way the desktop, like Windows version of Google Chrome. You know, you can access the settings page. If I go up here again, I can get to this page, but it's not the full settings page that you're used to on the desktop version of Google Chrome. You've got stuff about passwords if you want to save passwords, form autofill, and then you've got under the hood. And if I click on this here, this is going to be just, you know, privacy and content settings, your Zoom settings, manage certificates, your security settings, and your user agent settings. So that's really all you can do from here. You can press the menu button on the remote and get access to this options menu right here. And I can go into settings from this menu. But I wasn't able to find, so here you can change things like your home page. I wonder if in here there is anything about version. So that's just clear data. Let's go to advanced settings. Oh, that just opens up the settings page. Okay, so we'll go back to the home menu here. And yeah, guys, that is a brief look at the Google TV interface. I'm just trying to go through and see if there's anything else that I want to show you guys. We can open up a clock if we want to. And what we can do is there is a picture-in-picture functionality, but a lot of apps don't support it. Chrome does not support it. So you could use picture-on-picture in certain applications if you wanted to. But there you go, guys. That's a brief look at Google TV. I'm pretty excited that this $20 Sony Internet TV actually works, and this would be great for a future video on Google TV. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to let me know. But for now, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and get subscribed down below and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever I upload a new video, which I do multiple times every single week on this channel. And as always, everybody, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.